Okay, we're recording.
Oh, okay.
All right, so the HEAC meeting is called to order and we have a roll call. Althea, are you able to? Oh, not Althea, Diane, sorry. Forgetting who was doing minutes and secretary.
Yeah.
Are you able to do roll call for us?
I can do the roll call.
Thank you.
Are we putting the,
Oh, is there anybody?
Oh, it's hard to see that.
Really washed out. Oh,
Yeah.
I shut the lights. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
let's do the lights. That will help. There, that's better, but. Well, the good news is it's because it's so beautiful sunshine outside.
This is a nice room.
Yeah, I can't say that. Yes, I know. Okay,
Can you see the list? Are there any members participating via Zoom?
I'm gonna go look for you because there is one name up there. I see. It's,
Christy Rodriguez?
yeah, it's Christina Rodriguez. Hey, that's the only other, oh, here comes something else. It's hard to really.
Oh, Jill is here now?
Jill
Okay,
Grant,
great.
Oh, you can see it on your screen.
Jeez.
What if I did that, you guys? Okay, just try to be helpful. Okay,
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I think that
Okay.
everything in this last meeting was unmuting, poor Katie while she was in the Zoom and then she didn't participate in the conversation easily. Well, then we had conversation. Yeah, no, but I think that was a step that we can done, in the last one. So all of a sudden she's like, it was really hard to get a word in edgeways when you can't unmute yourself. So.
are we waiting for anyone
Sorry.
else? Is there anyone else
Did you get
expected?
okay.
Yeah, here comes there.
Oh, there's a fan, it's very loud.
Okay.
Over here. Well, is Katie, I don't know, expected, we don't know. Does anyone know?
responded that she was coming.
Okay,
Okay.
is it really 3:00?
Is it, yeah, it's 2:33.
2:30, yeah.
All right, great.
Okay,
Then we'll start with roll call. Rebecca Anderson, present. Heather Barker,
here.
Althea Barton. Here. Jill Grant.
Here.
You are supposed to identify persons in the location, be sure that, yeah,
Yeah, my school office, my door's closed.
okay, thank you. Diane Nolan here. James O'Rourke,
Here.
Michelle Rohrabacher,
Here.
Marquez Stewart,
Absent.
Senator Ward. Here. Representative Dry. Here. Representative Petronel. Okay. That is roll call.
Great.
The agenda that was sent out by the chair before we, knew that he was not gonna be able to make it today, did have continuing business ahead of any other, items. So it would go above approval of previous meeting minutes, in this instance.
I don't understand what you mean.
You have to speak up a little bit. It's hard to hear down here.
Can you just look Rebecca? No.
Okay. It's just like this. Okay, perfect. All right, so then I will, request at this time, we will move approval of previous meeting minutes beyond the discussion of the annual report, as that is our most pressing business at this time.
So you're suggesting that the report, the agenda, the G continuing business, which is the annual report,
Go to where
is being
the.
to be,
Correct.
where is the rest of it just falling
Everything can
under
follow,
that?
everything can follow after that, yes.
Okay, and are you making a motion to do that, or how's that
As-
working?
As acting chair, I don't know that a motion is required to do so.
Did we have to motion on the?
So I'll
who's
just
being
make a-
acting chair or anything like
Yeah.
that? I'm not really sure.
Well, let's just do it so we can get this done. So number one, I'm going to make a motion that Michelle be the acting chair for today's meeting. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, can we all,
Okay.
do we need anything else or can we just do it? Okay, number two.
Oh, we should vote on it then.
Yeah, then let's vote on it. So go ahead, roll call.
Okay, second was Rebecca. Primary was Heather.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, Rebecca Anderson. Yes.
Yes.
Heather Barker, yes.
Yes.
Althea Barton,
Yes.
Jill Grant,
Yes.
Diane Nolan, yes. James O'Rourke,
Yes.
Michelle Rohrabacher.
Yes.
Senator Ward, Oh, you don't
gotta
vote, forget that.
You won't allow me to vote.
Okay, so I'm also gonna make a motion to move continuing business G up above B, approval of minutes of previous meeting, and then ask that the rest of the agenda flow below it. So B, C, D, E, F follow G, which becomes B in essence.
Second.
Second.
Okay,
Okay, sorry.
may I note that, so, for the chair, and I'm sure you know this, but just for everyone's acknowledgement. If there's a motion and a second, then there is discussion
Oh,
on the
okay.
motion. And then we vote. So
Okay.
we need to allow time for discussion.
Sure.
Pardon me, I just had a lemon drop because my
That's okay.
throat's a little scratchy, if anybody wants one.
Actually, I'd love it.
Is this
Hey.
discussion for the becoming the active chair?
No,
that's-
she's talking about
Oh,
this, yeah.
discussion For the
It's just about
changing of the agenda.
moving the.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so I made the motion. Do I have a second?
Yes.
So now discussion.
Right, and the chair will allow us to have discussion. So I just wanted to make one note, and that is that I have an important revision to the minutes. And it's very small and it can go very quickly. And I know that we have a lot to discuss about the annual report, so I would ask if we could just get the minutes out of the way. Approval of the minutes out of the way, and then do address.
Because we have 2 meetings worth of minutes to review and chair is not present, I do not feel comfortable moving forward with that process today.
So this is a discussion, so what?
I
do the
think
other members-
I think everyone just really wants to look at the report first. So
I understand.
I would say that the minutes, approving the draft minutes is less urgent. I don't want to run out of time again on the report.
So let me ask a question then, Althea. Maybe I need to amend my thing so that we put the approval right after, it is
It
right
is right
after,
after,
it. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Can I make one other
Yeah.
question then, since we're still in comment period, and that is, could we just review the June 13th minutes? I'm not concerned with the July 4th.
We will get there as soon as we're done the report.
It says previous meeting. I think the July one wasn't an official meeting, so maybe we
So-
don't have to look at that at all.
Right. June will be the first order of business after the continuing business is completed.
Okay, so now you would put it to a vote.
Okay.
Okay.
So can we have a roll call vote on continuing with the motion as desired to move item G above item B with the understanding that item B's first item to deal with is the June minutes after that.
Rebecca Anderson,
Yes.
Heather Bar,
In other words, we're still gonna do G first, but those minutes are next. Yes, I can support that.
Althea Barton,
Yes.
Joe Graham,
Yes.
Diane Nolan, yes. James O'Rourke,
Yes.
Michelle Robarca,
Yes.
also.
Does everybody have the most recent draft? Or has everybody reviewed the most recent draft from Marcus and the most recent draft from Becky?
Yeah.
I also have a copy of if you want to call it a minority report.
Okay, the
That
primary
needs to
discussion,
be, would be considered among them, because this is a committee of consensus.
Mhm.
And I don't believe that anyone can dictate that we are immediately going to move on the 2 that exist.
so
We
the-
haven't,
The problem with discussing 2 drafts as a primary and a 3rd draft as a minority report is that that minority report may or may not include the minority opinions of those that do not hold the opinion of the primary report.
but it's not a minority report until everyone has viewed all 3 of them.
The point of needing a minority report is what is going to be concluded at the end of
This
this.
is a proposal for the annual report.
Mhm.
It may serve as a minority report. It may serve as a majority report.
Right, but the first order of business is to decide a majority report, and then after that, if a minority report is desired, then that minority report would be discussed.
Are you telling me that I cannot submit this report as a potential majority report?
Madam Chair, could you sit in the middle so that we can hear you way off on that side? It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I'll move that.
Okay. This is what I was a little confused about. Do we need to follow the agenda as it's written? Because in the agenda, it says we'll vote to adopt one of the two drafts which have been previously submitted. And I think that was just because there was so much,
Discussion.
waiting and trying and trying and trying. But I wasn't a part of making the agenda. So do we need to follow the agenda as it's written?
I think that's up to you. If you want to reorder things, we can vote on it. So isn't that what you just did?
I
We
mean, like,
reordered it, but not changing the substance of the
content of
agenda.
it.
The agenda was posted previously as was discussed as a desire of the council in other meetings. Althea, do you have a question?
I have a comment.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's not proper procedure to give a council a this or that choice. Proper procedure, since we are accountable to the public, we need to do things in public, we need to debate in public, we need to have transparency. And so the conversation, there needs to be conversation about the reports, about anyone else who has a report that they would like to show us, or about anyone who has comments. Excuse me. Point of order.
No,
When
Althea,
a person is speaking, they need to have a right to speak till the end of what they want to say.
Althea, you are,
Provided that does not.
you
go-
are stalling this meeting, Althea. There has been public discussion. There has been opportunity for every member of this council to speak into the two documents that we are about to discuss and about to look at and about to vote on. That has been exhausted.
By whose authority?
We have been working on this since May,
Yes.
and
we
we've
did not
had
have-
3 meetings. We did have a meeting in June
Mhm. And that.
where
and
we all
Rebecca's
agreed
report
we
had
would
not been-
attend.
had
She
presented-
provided that meeting, she provided that report at the meeting, and
Yeah.
you
At the
and
July
Althea
meeting.
at
That
the
was a
July meeting,
June
and
meeting.
you and at the,
You
at the
presented
July
your-
meeting.
yours
At
at
the
the
June
July
meeting.
meeting.
June.
It's a
and
June meeting. Yeah, the June meeting was when she first brought it up.
Your report was never submitted till July at that meeting. I can attest to it.
At the very least, the July meeting, which we all agreed to be in attendance to.
I could not come to that meeting due to a death in the family.
I am very
That
sorry.
is not a reason to be doing what you're doing.
Diane, there was no explanation given for the absence for you or Althea.
I absolutely sent my notice in that I would not be there.
You're asking us now to review the situation as you were observing a death in your family, and that is a very grievous thing. It's not something that we're taking lightly. And it's not something that we're holding against you, but we've had months to work on this report. It's not like it's something that just was sprung up on us at midnight last night. This council has to be able to move forward.
I would love that
Then please allow it to move forward
with
with a
discussion.
report. We are going to follow the agenda that was provided by the chair, which is to review the two drafts and vote on adoption of one of the two.
Per your orders.
As acting chair, yes.
The chair is a member of a council of voting members.
May I ask a question? Where did this come from?
I wrote it
When did you write that?
between June and today. Today I was still
It would have been
looking
really
at.
great to get that before today's meeting, honestly. I guess I'm asking why, if we've been moving things around and passing things out. For example, the other day when you sent the agenda, why wouldn't that have been submitted or said, you know, I've done that, just write back, hey, by the way, here's. This, can people look at this? This potentially could be a majority or a minority report. I would love to read it. Here we are at 2:45 on Friday. And this is just coming out. I guess I'm asking that question. I'll be frank, and I'm very supportive of everybody in this room, but that's interesting to me that you waited
Okay,
until we're in the meeting.
And again, the fact that it
No? Hang on.
doesn't include others in the discussion of what you have written as a report.
what do you mean?
Well, Heather hasn't seen it before. I've not seen it before, and I'm gathering from Becky's response that she's not seen it
Anybody
before.
else see it?
Okay,
Who else
No.
has seen this draft?
that's all right.
I would like to say that, that I have a draft that
Mhm.
Becky sent me some time ago,
Yeah.
With a request for comment. I did not comment on that because I believe that everything should be done in public. Therefore, I don't know whether that draft is the latest draft or whether that draft has been changed. My understanding was that you were trying to get comments from other people. So I don't know if I have the latest of your draft.
It hasn't changed because no one gave me
Yeah,
comments, because
right.
I wanted to try to make something
Mhm.
with, options and things so that we could compile one document with everyone's comments and like personal requests, and
And
not that I'm the one,
appreciate that.
it's not my report, but I was
I
trying to be the
appreciate that.
person who's like the editor, basically,
Yeah.
to come up with something here that everyone had seen and knew what was in it and knew what they agreed with and didn't agree with, so that we could have one document here and then say, not this, yes, this, and then that would be it.
And that's why
But-
I asked about that report at the July meeting. Because you offered a different report, and that's what Rebecca said, okay? She then sent it out in good faith to everyone, because the agreement made, and it was in the minutes, was that, and people could look at it and offer input into that, so we all had an opportunity to respond to that. That might have been a good time to say, hey, I wanna offer another version too, or, did you see this before? Have you seen this
I have
before
not
today?
been this thing.
Yeah, okay, so you only saw that one, and I did write back, I didn't just ignore it, I wrote back and said, I'm going to accept what you guys are writing and bring it to the meetings for the discussion, so I did not, no alterations that I know of have occurred to that report.
And I spoke with Becky
Yeah, I have
to say that I wasn't making any
I
alterations.
have copies of it, but it hasn't been changed.
So Rebecca brought a report at the July meeting that was not distributed by email, but I bring a report today that was not distributed by email, and somehow what I've done is wrong and what she did was right.
It was distributed by email after that meeting.
After
She
the
said-
meeting.
Yes,
In an offer to work on it outside of a meeting, which I very clearly stated, believed was an and a
okay,
violation of 91A.
so at this
So
time,
no
we're
one
going to,
commented on it or worked on it.
so Althea, at this time, we're going to pause, sorry, Diane, at this time, we're going to pause the discussion about who has read and who has not read the draft. We're going to distribute the draft copy that Becky has, and we're going to decide on either Marcus's report, which we've all read, or Becky's report, which we will have all read as a majority report.
Hold on.
Are you proposing that we just say, I choose this one or that one?
No,
Okay, so what is this process that you're?
we're gonna
proposing?
read the report.
Marcus put his aside,
I'm sorry.
and I just wanna say something, because at that meeting, Marcus set his aside and said he was very comfortable with that being the report, since other people had worked on it and offered input, and some of us had not agreed with the report at the meeting previously. Felt that some of the language was very strong. You objected to it, people objected to it, so in good faith, people attempted to offer the opportunity. Rebecca went and took what she thought she heard everybody saying and different things and tried to soften it based on that. That's what was discussed at the last meeting. So his original report, I don't believe Marcus even wants looked at. So that's the report that they've sent out after to say, hey, we're willing to have you guys take a look at this report. We're willing to accept input or feedback. That the idea there was not, by the way, Diane, that it would be incorporated in it without any discussion. It was to be noted what people wrote back. So that if there was gonna be a new draft, you would say at the meeting, this came from Diane here, we're gonna look at this. No one actually did that for different reasons. People have chosen not to. So that is the report that's being put before us by the chair who is absent today.
Correct.
And now there's a second report here that's being offered by Diane. Is that what you're saying?
I haven't.
So at this time, we will review Becky's report. And we will vote to either adopt it or reject it, and then that by default means that we're voting on the adoption of the original report from Marcus as a majority report. So we're asking for Becky's report to be reviewed. And then at that time, we will take a vote on whether or not we can accept Becky's report as a majority opinion. Or we would vote first whether we could adopt it, period, and then if it's not adopted, then it would be with a dissenting minority report allowed. Yes,
May I ask a clarifying question? The report that was sent out on July 24th via email.
Mhm.
Is that the report that we are talking about adopting as the primary report? Or are we
Yes.
discussing the report that was sent out by Marcus in June?
No, we're
No,
talking about the July one from
off the
Becky.
table.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we are talking about the one that I have in my email, but I don't have the other one. Is it possible for someone to send that to me via email?
Marcus's would have gone to you in the minutes for the preparation for the June meeting.
No, the one that Diane has.
Nobody has that.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
not on the table. It's not being discussed at this time.
Okay,
So-
so, but the one that Marcus had originally sent out, you just said that we are setting that aside. Is that
We're
correct?
setting it aside, yes, per Marcus's own
Yeah.
desires at the July meeting.
Was
Because
that was that a vote?
No, because we weren't in official meeting, there were no votes taken.
Okay, so now this report
that
from the
report.
He withdrew
24th.
his, he withdrew his report during the discussion there. So in the spirit of honoring what Marcus was trying to accomplish, but is not able to be here today for work obligations, we will move forward in the spirit of what Marcus had intended in placing this on the agenda.
So,
Okay. Will there be any consideration to the other report that was submitted by Diane?
We can review it at that time after we have finished with the business of the current report.
so actually, I want to intercede here. So at this point, and I just want to be upfront with everybody that I do have to leave no later than 4:15 today. So we have about an hour and 15 minutes, or a little bit more than that, hour and 25 minutes. I would like to make a proposal that we take a 5-minute opportunity to skim and scan through the submission that's being offered by Diane, so that people have the information in front of them. And we have the two reports, one, so potentially one could be the report. And potentially one could be the report, and then there could be a decision to have a minority report. But not at least taking a look at it makes me feel incredibly uncomfortable. So I would prefer, and I'm gonna make a motion, that we take a look at that report right now and spend 5 minutes. At 3 o'clock, we move on to doing something about all of this, because it has to be done.
Do we have a second to the motion? on the
Second.
I
floor?
second.
Thank you, Jim's work, second.
Discussion.
To review
discussion.
The minutes. The only discussion I have to offer is I'm very disappointed that this is a draft that was not previously circulated to the other members of HEAC. To give us ample opportunity to review it and for members to decide whether or not they could fully back if it becomes a primary or a minority report. Yes, Althea,
So I'm supposed to be only discussing the motion.
the motion, yes.
I have nothing to say about this motion.
Okay,
I have nothing to say.
thank you. Do we need to take a vote on to whether or not to review?
Can I have you come visit third grade?
I made the motion.
We made a motion to review,
And.
Okay.
give 5 minutes to the annual report that I wrote.
Yeah, we
Okay.
need to take a look
Okay.
at it.
Rebecca Anderson,
Yeah.
Yes.
Heather Barker,
Yes.
Althea Barton,
Yes.
Joe Grant,
Yes.
Diane Nolan, yes. James O'Rourke,
Yes.
Michelle Rohrbacher.
Yes.
All set.
Now, which report are you now looking at?
So
It's a
at the
new one. It's a brand new one.
This is a draft from Diane, but anybody that needs a copy of Becky's
And I
draft,
have that
please.
submitted.
Thank you.
Because I have two reports in front of me.
I'm not suggesting that I want to.
You can remove Marcus's report. They said that somewhere along in the process, it was rejected or removed.
This is the one from June 13, you wanna?
Yeah, the June 13th one to start over because this has been updated. Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else need? Mine, that who hasn't seen it yet?
If I can take an extra copy,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Thank you very much for bringing this up.
Yep, no problem.
Is it possible for me to get a copy via email?
Oh, how does that work?
You know what? I can email it to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for pointing that out.
No worries.
Okay, I don't know if I, Joe Grant.
Um,
Is it jgrant@tcskeen.org?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Do you have mine too?
I
you
do.
have it? Okay, thanks.
Mhm. Is it the one, it says approved May 9th, 2023? It was the one that was sent out on July 24th.
It
I-
says draft edited by Rebecca Anderson on the third line of the copy from Becky.
No, I do not have that one.
Okay, I can send it to you as well.
No, I pulled the copy that I have, it pulled off of the email that was sent by Marcus on July 24th.
That's it. That's the right one.
That should be the right one.
It doesn't
That's
have,
it.
it doesn't have
No.
Becky's name on it, though.
Mine has my name on it.
Yeah.
I didn't want anyone to think it was his or the real one. Put draft.
Chair A. Marcus.
Just with so many floating around, I want to make sure that I have the right one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Diana. I got yours. Bye, Ally.
How many people need a little more time? How many people
I
did?
see Katie's still reading.
Little tiny.
Okay, no, that's fine. No, I just wanna, I wanna be.
Jill should have
And I,
extra minutes.
Jill,
Yeah, why
Jill
don't
should
we
have a
go
little
till
extra.
3:05,
Yeah.
Jill, that's another 3 minutes. Need a little more.
Yeah, I just ran to the printer and grabbed them, so I am skimming them.
Great,
Thank you.
thanks, Jill.
Okay, I think we've had at least,
Fun.
yeah,
Jill, how you doing?
I'm fine. I keep going. I can multitask.
okay. So at this time, I would like to open for discussion between the two reports. If there's anything that members would like to point out either in favor or dissension from either report as written.
Sure, so go ahead.
Can I just ask a point of clarification?
Yep,
And so to clarify, you're talking about the report that Rebecca drafted and the report that Diane drafted.
Yeah.
correct.
Is that correct? And
Yeah.
am I understanding correctly that the report that Marcus drafted is
He pulled it
completely
back.
off the
Yeah.
table? Because
As
that,
of
that
the
meeting,
July.
that was the July meeting where I was not able to be there and the, I got the minutes today. That's the first time I'm seeing minutes of the meeting. I don't know what happened at that meeting.
Right, so the meeting doesn't technically have minutes because it wasn't a meeting. So
notes
there
from
isn't
that
meeting, there's notes from the meeting. And the recording was available the next day or 2 days after, so the
And I
recording was
wasn't able to
on.
watch the
But yeah,
recording,
Marcus
so.
basically said that he
He was fine with this
accepted
report.
my edits and.
He accepted
Yeah.
your edit.
That if we had been able to vote, it was because of the information provided by Mr. Carney at the meeting, that the four of us did not constitute a quorum for the ability to vote. That the four of us, it was, we had to have 5 present seats, but that the four of us concurred within our discussions that we would have adopted the draft.
Which
If we
draft?
could, the draft that Rebecca had
Rebecca's draft.
prepared.
So Mark-
I see. May I have a follow-up question?
Sure.
in a few minutes ago, I'm not sure if I understood you correctly. What do you envision happening if we vote on Rebecca's report, let's say, and then it doesn't pass?
Any number of things can happen. Can we actually get
Yeah.
into the discussion, go through
Yeah.
the process first before we like think ahead?
Sure.
Yeah, it's time. This
Yeah.
has been going on for months.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm just,
I know, but this
Trying
has
to
been going on
understand.
for months, guys. We have to move on.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, so actually, I'm happy to go here. So as you know, I was concerned about some of Marcus's was, very passionate. Really representing a position, safeguarding, home education as it should be. And opining on real concerns about overreach and things like that, which I was somewhat uncomfortable with and have been vocal about. Rebecca presented a report that was softer, and less, sort of really entrenched in that position. And again, I'm not making a statement either way on the position, but that he worked hard to try to present something like that. When I read Diane's report, I kind of went through it quickly and then I compared the two reports for both of them. They both have an introduction. The second paragraph, they both address the 40% increase. The next one, the continued growth and that kind of stuff. However, in Diane's report, it really does pull out the RSA's, then 193, 1C, then the
I think that's-
193A.
Is
It's
C-
in your report too. It's in both.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, what I'm really basically gonna say is that in both these reports, all of the paragraphs and all the content that is represented in the report that you put forward and softened from Marcus's, because a lot of it's still Marcus's language.
Yeah.
And he was very clear about that it was his language and his position as the chair, and that's why he was making those statements. This report has all of the same things. So from my point of view, and this is just me personally, this is, it has all the same stuff, the concerns about the EFA piece, the home education, homeschooler issue of that colloquial, she's actually used some of the exact same language. I'm very comfortable with this report as a report.
Which, sorry,
Sorry, could you?
I'm actually really comfortable with the one that was presented today, that it has all of the same components and elements. With a little less of the fire and brimstone, just a little bit less. I think it's important that all of the things, the concerns that were raised around HEAC, the home education. Or what we were calling last meeting, the traditional home education pathway. Being really distinctly separated, both reports do that. The one statement that could be taken from the report that was written by Marcus and edited by Rebecca is that focusing on safeguarding the rights of 193A educators. And you could keep that vigilantly distinguishing between the educational pathways and all policies and recommendations and messaging discussions as an end. I do think that that final paragraph really emphasizes again the importance of separating, that they are distinctly different pathways. I really do like though how the new report that we're seeing for the first time today really talks about how important it is that the Principals Association and School Administrators Association work with school districts and schools around the differences between those pathways so that families, because we heard it, I heard it again within the last month of home education families being told their kids couldn't go to a school to take a class, which is not true because people are so confused about what is an EFA, home family, right? So I do think this report, for me, I'm very comfortable with. And I can get behind it, and my recommendation would be to take the first two sentences of the last paragraph. I'm not thrilled about we are resolved to resist
I'm
any
sorry, could you
confidential.
could you?
Yeah, go to your very last paragraph
Of
of Rebecca's edited
Rebecca's,
report.
okay.
And I'd like to add that as the last two sentences of Diane's report as a possible report we could all accept. The HEAC will continue to focus on safeguarding the rights of 193A home educators and vigilantly distinguish between educational pathways. In all policy recommendations and messaging discussions, we will also continue to support our public school officials in navigating issues around equal access. I don't want to include the last sentence.
I would like, I really like both the reports.
Mhm.
I think they are pretty similar. obviously, I was editing something that existed, so it's not completely my report, but there are some things, like if we were to adopt some sort of
Yeah.
conglomeration, there are a couple things that I would fight for to get in, like, let's say we added some things like you just suggested
Yeah.
into Diane's. One would be, well, first of all, I think throughout the whole thing, everywhere that it talks about home education, it needs to be capitalized. I know it's
Yeah.
gonna look
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
We're reading in German with all these proper nouns everywhere.
Italics or bold or something different
No,
print,
just
anything?
that, that's how we started to
I
talk
agree.
about the legal definition, and we
Okay.
started to capitalize it. So homeschoolers, not capitalized, home education means stands, is a symbol for RSA 193A.
I like that.
So that would mean that, I was doing my triple underlines, but I was like, there's too many.
Yeah,
And the part where she mentions the same background check bill that I mentioned.
Would you mind telling us what page and what?
Yeah, page
paragraph
2, at the top of page 2
Of Diane.
of Diane's, it says the criminal background check bill, which has been introduced for 3 consecutive years, is a prime example of the conflation of these terms for political benefit. And in mine, where, it mentions that is,
You mentioned Representative Luna,
yeah, I did, and I just
Luna.
wanted to leave in, wouldn't have to be him by name, but just leave in that he stated his intention was not to involve us, but the bill as written did.
Yeah.
Just to point out that, I think just to keep driving home the point to this new commissioner, that
Okay.
legislators don't know the difference.
But there are some that are intentionally not knowing the difference, and he may or may not be one of them.
True, after 3 years, you'd think he would know the difference, but
And he graduated from MIT.
but that's one thing I would like to leave in, would be that there was a different, they were saying one thing and
And doing
writing
another.
another, yeah. And then the
Yeah.
other
Can you
thing,
pause just for a minute? So cause I think, so what we're saying is if we adopted Diane's report, we would capitalize home education as branding, home education, all other terms would be lowercase.
Mhm.
Number 2, I propose we add those first 2 sentences from the last paragraph. Would people live with that?
yep, would that be
Yeah.
at the beginning of,
Yeah,
at the beginning of her last paragraph?
yeah.
Like, starting out. her-
Combination
Yeah.
of that last paragraph. Absolutely.
So hang on, then
Same
you're saying, what would we pull from that
I guess
sentence?
it could say the criminal background check bill is as it says, and then say,
You wanna add a sentence after that?
add a sentence about, although the prime sponsor repeatedly stated his
Yeah.
intention was not to involve, you know.
Yeah.
Is there an
comma, the-
extra copy of Rebecca's report, because I don't have it?
Oh,
yeah.
I don't have
You know,
it.
if you wanna-
So you're saying there, Rebecca, that add the sentence that said, so after terms for political benefit, you would add.
Although,
For example, although the prime sponsor, somebody just gotta capture this, although the prime sponsor, we don't have to name him, repeatedly said his intention was not to involve 198(3) home education families or parents. The bill as written did not match his stated objectives. So you
Right.
take out the however. Can
However.
people live with that edit? I can.
I would say that, and just to hammer home that this exemplifies the continued conflation within the legislature about
She
how
has that.
one
I
and
think
three.
it says it, she
Right
said.
there.
it is a
Okay,
prime-
sorry,
prime
going
example.
between the
Right here,
two.
no, look
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here, you got it right there.
Okay,
Yep, so that's a perfect example to follow the statement. I like it. I can
Yeah,
live with that.
I agree with the example. I would ask, I would suggest removing the words for political benefit.
What would you like?
It
Just
just be
remove
terms,
those, just remove that.
just end at terms.
Yeah,
Yep,
Yeah, and then have your example.
just in case he didn't know.
Yeah. And then it goes to the prime sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Are we using Diane's, as
Now
the
we're editing
now,
Diane,
or are
I'm
you
offering an
using-
edit to Diane's, yep.
Right
Okay,
now,
so
Heather is
we're
proposing.
pulling things from Rebecca's and putting it into Diane's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so. Okay.
Yes, so
Thank
right
you.
now, Jill, so far we made 3. We're adding the 2 first sentences of the last paragraph of the edited Rebecca report to the
Yep.
beginning of the last paragraph of today's new report.
Yep,
Going up anywhere in this report where it says home education, we're gonna capitalize it as a way of branding that this is one
agreed.
93A.
Mm-hmm.
And at the top of page 2, where the criminal background check bill, which has introduced 3 consecutive years, the
We're removing
conflation
political
the
benefit.
terms, we're gonna get rid of for political benefit, and then we're gonna add the prime sponsor. That sentence comes from Rebecca's report. The prime sponsor repeatedly said his intention was not to involve 193A home education families or parents. Okay, the bill as written did not match the stated
Sir,
objectives.
Heather, so that I
Thank you
can
for the recap.
understand what you were saying on that last paragraph, what from Becky's are you looking to
The
insert
HEAC will
into?
continue to focus all the way down to where it says issues around equal access.
Okay, to end at equal access.
Yep, and
Okay,
then that
and
will
then
go
inserting that
above
where?
HEAC, so an increase in public
Okay.
engagement, that will finish that paragraph.
Thank you, okay.
Yep,
I'm not able to follow some of what you're saying, so
I'm trying
at the
to,
very end,
Yeah.
we'll have somebody read.
I'll read
out.
it, yeah, I'll try. I'll try.
Would, in Marcus's, there's a lot more of, sort of defining the EFA and the RSA 194F. Do you think that that is a necessary starting point, or that it's not in this report?
I actually have a, can I make a comment to
Yeah.
that? I would suggest no, because the Board of Education fully understands.
Okay,
right.
The law,
okay,
and I actually have a couple of edits that are kind of minor technical.
Sorry, before is there anything else from those 2 paragraphs that we were just discussing so that I can keep track
Yeah.
of where I'm making marks?
So
Sorry.
obviously that's not added either, because it just muddies the water even more around that we're including 194 stuff in our 193A. We've made a statement about separating them.
okay.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Yeah, I wanna hear your edit.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry,
so
go ahead.
Paragraph number 1 of Diane's report. It says, let's see, it says the law recognizes home education as an equal and valid educational pathway alongside public and private schooling. It should say
The,
alongside public, non-public, and educational freedom accounts.
Okay.
Yep.
Because there are.
Cause
four
there's
pathways.
4 pathways, as we all know.
Mhm.
And then in paragraph 3 of Diane's report also, I would suggest maybe adding a sentence about recommending a technical advisory from the department.
Paragraph 3?
Paragraph
Yeah.
3, yeah.
That, so
Sorry,
that it
can you-
is recommended that the NHD
technical advice.
develops the technical assistance to address.
where in the paragraph?
That's
is it?
right.
There was a technical advisory that came out.
Yeah.
Last week
Okay,
about the difference between 193A and 194F.
Okay, so that's
One-
not needed.
One did come out.
Okay,
well, you
Yeah.
can, I would love to see it in there.
Yeah, let's
That
say.
way-
Sorry,
that'd be
so-
great.
Done it.
can you please, so I'm trying to make
So right-
edits on the draft, so it actually makes sense when we read it. Where in the paragraph and
At-
what are you
after the last
asking?
sentence.
At the end of the last sentence, after
Yes,
essential to
ma'am.
this effort,
It is recommended that NHED develop and distribute technical assistance
Advisory.
Yeah, technical assistance advisory.
Is that the name of their usual document?
Yeah, that's what they call them.
okay,
Yeah. It could either be about or referencing the differences between 193A and 194.
clarifying what
Yeah,
kind of,
Yeah,
what,
I have to say is the difference.
yeah,
You
just
said it.
yeah,
in the-
we've already said it in the
Okay.
paragraph, so. we just-
regarding
yeah,
the differences between, okay,
clarifying the
clarifying,
difference.
the
yeah,
okay.
just say clarifying the differences, period.
Oh, because it already says what
Yeah,
we're.
it's already said,
Yep.
yep, we've already identified what we're talking about before. But that's crisp, because that's a recommendation.
Okay,
I have a couple more.
yep, keep going.
Well, it's the 1, 2, 3, 5th paragraph, but it starts at the top of page 2. Oh, no, sorry, 6. where am I? Sorry. Page 2.
Okay.
Of the second full paragraph on page 2. The last sentence, there is a fear of increased scrutiny and compliance burdens on RSA 193A, period. I
Where?
would scratch out as school choice comes under fire.
The middle, right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You want to scrub as school
Yeah.
choice comes under fire?
Yeah,
Is that-
I see
Okay.
that as a political statement and it
Well,
is.
even
under
more-
fire.
Really has nothing to do
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as in, yeah,
Okay.
I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And then paragraph two, the third paragraph on that second page, instead of double dipping, I would say stacking of funds.
There you go.
Where is it?
It's the final
Yeah,
line.
no, I'm trying to see, I have another edit in that same line, so.
Do you wanna go ahead and,
Hold on, let me write this down.
maybe not?
That's
Okay.
very good.
I think was double
So-
dipping Commissioner Edelblu's word.
Right, but it's
Somebody
been
was.
referenced by other
So,
groups as stacking.
Here,
Okay.
Yeah.
so here's my concern with that sentence,
Yeah.
that the legislators, the commissioner and the third party lawyer from CSF concurred. Their concurrence means nothing to the status of this report. That is not a legal review by the state of New Hampshire, which is what the commissioner assured us in March would happen.
The use of the word concurred, I'm just trying to say that the
No.
3 of them said the same thing.
Right,
So
but
if that's
again-
the wrong word.
No, I'm saying the fact that any of them discussed it is actually not relevant to the report because the commissioner assured us that he would give us from the state a review of the law, and he has not provided that to us. He did not provide that to us before he left, and nobody has given that to us. So the fact that anybody concurs about whether or not stacking is okay, there are also many people that concur about stacking not being okay.
So let me offer a last sentence, because I
Yeah.
think it's fine to say that the legislators and commissioner, this is discussed a lot, and the third party lawyer from CSF concurred that this stacking of funds is within New Hampshire law, concerns about equity remain. It is recommended that legal review.
Final
Legal, yeah,
Or
review.
just requested,
Yeah.
so that it's an
Yeah.
action.
Have we already
Yeah.
requested?
Yes,
We have requested
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
So if
has
we have already
requested.
requested it, then we could say, we have requested.
Yeah, 'cause
and
and have
and it's pending, or we haven't.
Just say it has been requested, and again, it is.
Again, we requested.
He has
We request
requested
again.
and awaits.
Yes, just say that,
Final
just
legal
keep
review.
Yeah.
it, yeah, keep it
Yeah.
nice, but actually
Factual
make the
and-
point, yes.
Yeah.
And then one more, the second paragraph on that page, no matter how it is viewed, I really like that paragraph. So I don't know if we want to move it somewhere else. I mean,
Which
it's
one?
certainly fine, the one that says no matter how it is viewed, there exists an overlap.
yeah.
I mean, either like the second to last paragraph, or maybe, or even right underneath, the paragraph that ends talking about the criminal background check, but that is like the crux of what we've been discussing over the course
We're
of
not
the
taking this
year.
out, though.
No, I'm saying.
Move the
this is where
paragraph.
it's a little more
You switch it,
effective
you
rather
switch
than.
it.
Oh, I see, yeah, which ones do you wanna switch?
Switch this, the second full one, above the first full one.
So in
I
other words,
believe
you're
it-
saying no matter how it is viewed, you want it to go above the home
There's
education.
two pathways,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the next one says, hey.
Yeah, and then it
home
talks about the
education
two
choose a
pathways.
Variety,
Yes,
but.
so change these
Yeah,
two
yeah.
paragraphs,
Mhm.
just their order.
Okay.
This is great.
Rebecca, did you have more to say about that?
Somewhere in those 2 paragraphs, I think that, I would like to find a way to work in. It doesn't have to be exactly how it's written in the other draft, but, about the market distortion, which raises prices. Only because that was one thing, that was the only thing, I think, in the meeting when Commissioner Edelblut was here with us. That he said that he heard all the concerns and he was like, well, if that really does happen, that is something we need to talk about, and that is something that we need to address. That the, influx of EFA funds raising the prices for the non-EFA.
It's in this,
Because even this
it's in
week,
this
I've seen
paragraph here.
multiple reports.
Place the children's laws.
Some people argue that it's inflation, some people argue that it's the tariffs, other people argue that it's the
Yeah.
EFA, and that's really, it's too fluid.
Well, as a
It's not,
as
I
a
mean,
prime
it's an
example,
economic
though,
theory.
there's
like-
an online curriculum provider that raised their rate something like 350%.
and
So,
the grocery stores did that to eggs.
right, but it's an online virtual
Yeah,
subscription service that
Mhm.
doesn't hold physical curriculum for any of its participants, and their fees increased by something crazy like 350%.
So I'm sure
For
there's
this
a way
school
we
year.
can say it.
right. I
That
do think
is-
it needs to
That
be
is
said,
factual.
because, yeah.
um,
we do, like, I know this is, it mostly is going to, affect private school, but there's been reports already from
Yeah, I saw it
states
this
that
week,
have,
actually.
yeah, that like all the private schools just raise their prices by the amount of the grant, basically. So
So
I do think it's
Becky, where
worth,
is it in your?
I'm gonna, it's in the paragraph on the second page, the last paragraph in the first place, the Children's Scholarship Fund.
yeah, the very bottom.
I'm
of the
actually
second
gonna make
page.
a suggestion that there's that, so on that. The top finishing paragraph, then it's with two full paragraphs that we're flipping.
Yep,
In the third paragraph, we have stacking the funds and then the request for legal, right, to get that addressed. Why can't you end with the final, because you have all this other stuff going on? And finally, a concern exists and needs to be monitored regarding whether, home education families' ability to access the ETC funds are being compromised by, so many people, by the two groups, that, you gotta
Yeah,
wordsmith it.
that is a concern, but that's not actually the same thing as what I'm talking about.
Right,
Well,
Talking about the economic
I'm not
side.
talking about the actual
Right.
scholarship.
that is definitely something that
well,
I
I
think should
just
be
read
in
an
the
article
report.
that it's half of what parents were expecting.
Yes,
right
I
now.
know,
In
but
fact,
that's
it
not,
was, that's what I saw. I saw that's on the news this past week.
Yep.
So in truth. I mean, we're writing it right now, so you could say, and finally, as was discussed several times over the course of this past year. Economically, home education families, when they were receiving their grant, do you guys call them grants or what do you call them?
It's a scholarship.
Scholarships. For this semester, this year, many of them reported getting on that 50%. I mean, that is what was reported.
yeah, I would put
I don't know
that
how you
in,
put it, but I don't wanna get into the economics of whether it was this or that or the other thing.
I would
That's
put
an
that,
actual fact.
I would put that after the sentence.
Yeah, put it wherever
Question
you
whether the CSF is prioritizing the EFA over ETC, and then say something about the scholarships this year.
The
were already
scholarships, yeah.
Smaller
parents
than,
Have reported, home education families. Who historically received a certain level of funding, received much reduced, whatever.
You have to stop right
Yeah.
there because that's now, and we're writing a report for last year.
Oh, yeah, we can't do it, so, okay, so, yeah.
so,
yeah.
but what I'm talking
Yeah,
about
I
is
see.
something
It
else.
is breaking news.
So it's just like
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe next year.
Next year.
general services and resources for home educators.
Yes.
Are going up,
That
and
was,
that's the concern.
that was the
There is-
discussion.
So there continues to be a fear. Within the home education community that the cost of services, materials, et cetera, will increase as whatever, you can say it.
Yeah, well, I
Make it
think-
succinct and basic.
Yeah.
I
So
think it should
I-
go where some question the equity of the situation and the impact it could have over the long term. There's a fear of increased scrutiny and compliance, that's one of the fears.
Mhm.
And a fear that, inflated prices will be the result
So
of,
I'm okay with adding
And
something
fear-
about
fear
inflated
and
prices, but
Evidence also,
yeah, there's,
what's the other one?
a fear and
is
evidence
evidence.
or a fear and reports of prices going up.
I think you just leave it at that, but the equity piece and putting the part about. Closer scrutiny, I haven't heard that on home education stuff, I haven't.
closer scrutiny. I mean, that's like the background check bill. Or the standardized testing. I mean, that's,
I think they were creating them for the group, I don't know.
So my suggestion is
Yeah.
not to cloud the
Yeah.
third party, clarification of that. That's a need.
Yeah.
If you're gonna talk about market things, next paragraph.
Right.
But don't separate, we want you to talk about, we just talked about
Yeah.
it, and we want you to act on it. Then if you're gonna talk about market things,
Yeah,
if you take out in the second place, it's almost fine right the way it is from yours.
right, many providers to,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
the way to the end of that bullet point.
and yeah, inserting that. whole
so in the
point.
second place where it says many providers of curriculum services which support home-based education are raising prices far faster, you wanna just add that as its own paragraph?
Just add
Add
that.
that
Yeah,
as
let's do it,
paragraph.
I'm fine with that.
How
Okay,
far down? All the
This
way
one here,
forward?
yeah.
At the end of Betty's to the
Yeah.
next bullet point before finally.
Yes, we make that a whole little paragraph. Yep.
Yeah, so
I
finally,
think
finally
right
goes into
here.
the next page.
I
So there's
think
another
it's,
strand of it.
opinion, you know.
When you're ready, I have a
multiple
correction.
We have to base everything on fact.
Sorry.
So we need to, in my opinion, we should word it in a way that's factual, so. Even something like, it appears, I mean, prices are rising faster than inflation, but maybe on the assumption. You know, we don't know. I don't know that we can make that connection.
Well, we
Correct.
can't make it for New Hampshire providers, but it was made nationally, so anybody who had resources that were from anywhere across the country. We're already seeing those impacts before New Hampshire removed the income limit.
Yeah, we could.
So we were affected by it, not just by New Hampshire's expansion of the EFA program, but by national continuation of expansion of
You could
programs.
say perhaps under the assumption that
That's
this would
kind of
happen.
proves.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I could say
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Perhaps.
yeah.
Jill had something to say.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bill,
If
please.
when we're done wordsmithing this particular paragraph, if you look at page 2, the third paragraph, as it pertains to the education, freedom account, Class Wallet does not manage ETC. I mean, it does manage ETC, but
Yeah.
it also manages EFA. I think it's a both and, not just ETC. So, there are complaints about processing speed and accuracy of the Children's Scholarship Fund. Class Wallet does not do ETC. Class Wallet's just EFA. Because
I think that's, sorry.
that's
go
okay.
ahead.
I receive funds directly from the Children's Scholarship Fund for ETC. But I receive funds through Class Wallet for EFA. So I think that could be a distinction that we should, because it doesn't read clearly there.
I think that is a difference of handling and however your account is being handled. Then you're saying the school is paid through Children's Scholarship Fund versus paid through as a Class Wallet vendor. Is that what you're saying?
I get both.
Okay, so I think that might just be how Children's Scholarship Fund chooses to process those payments. Because for the experience that was shared was that Class Wallet is the processor of all of those transactions, no matter what, but Children's Scholarship Fund is the reviewer of those transactions per their processes.
Okay, then that's a
It
nuance.
was a very nuanced thing to try
Okay.
to have us understand that the public
Okay.
doesn't understand, that the legislator surely has no
Okay,
comprehension on how those things are functioning in the background.
okay.
And we
that's fair.
decided, sorry, we kind of decided that it was less our ability to decipher that because we didn't need to know who was doing which part, but that both of those
see.
parties were part of it.
I see. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But I will say that, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
That first sentence is confusing though, because it says the Children's Scholarship Funds possessive, comma, Class Wallet. Is it Class Wallet belonging to the CSF?
No,
Or is it a list?
own company.
don't
And so the
understand.
Children's Scholarship Fund, uses Class Wallet as a vendor to disperse the funds.
Take out Class
We could
Wallet.
just take out Class Wallet because Children's Scholarship Fund is ultimately the responsible
I agree.
party
Mhm,
in
I agree with
administering.
that. I think that makes it less confusing. Thank you, Rebecca. I think that makes it less confusing. Because when I read that, I thought, well, education tax, yeah. So in my world, education tax credit has nothing to do with Class Wallet.
Okay, so it says, so about the processing speed and accuracy of the Children's Scholarship Fund as it pertains to EPC. Yeah,
Agreed.
okay.
I agree.
I think that's
and I
great.
believe that
Yeah,
both of
and-
those-
Yeah, and I will say too, from personal experience as well, you know, it's a bit frustrating, just seeing it from a non-public school perspective as well.
Yeah, and from a family perspective, receiving the tax credit scholarship, it does go through Class Wallet for everything we have to do, whether it's submitting a
interesting.
reimbursement or a transaction to purchase through the marketplace.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So that's why it's muddier the more we try
We
to.
don't need to get
Yeah.
into that part, we
Yeah,
just wanna make
no,
sure that.
no.
Yeah.
But you're right. It is a nuance. Thank you.
minor point,
Yeah.
Children's Scholarship Fund, I think it's not funds apostrophe S.
Right.
Not
Oh, yeah,
anymore.
And also,
right.
there's no apostrophe in the children's party.
There's
Oh,
no,
question.
I don't think so.
because it's plural,
Yeah.
not ownership.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Okay, do we have any comments on the last paragraph there regarding the high set?
No, that,
And, Representative Pettis.
yeah, I don't know, the high set is, it's expired.
Yeah.
We know, and
So
Right.
it's good work.
yes, and yes,
Yeah.
I've been going round and round with this, to be honest with you. And Jellicoe is aware, and they have spoken with the Board of Education, and we also found out that when I went to look at RSA 186:61, which defines the adult education requirement, there was an amendment to it that was snuck into HB2. So I had to track down where that came from, but it is good
Yeah.
because it actually allows, for 16-year-olds and older to take the high set.
That's right.
And
read that.
so, so,
Yeah.
this has to be addressed anyway, because there was an amendment, so it will all be taken care of. As I said to somebody earlier, I mentioned, we just have to wait for the government molasses to start flowing before it falls into place.
So
But
is
all
the
of the-
paragraph okay?
Yeah, but
As
the
is.
paragraph as is fine, because
It's
the
accurate.
when we were technically writing this report, we didn't know all of that,
Right.
so.
And
Okay,
it is children's apostrophe S.
Oh.
Oh, is
Scholarship
it?
Fund.
okay,
I stand corrected.
It
Wow.
says Children's Scholarship Fund NH. Yeah.
all right,
NH.
good to know.
Okay.
Oh, NH,
Okay.
because they're in other states.
Think,
There's one final paragraph we already amended. Is there anything else?
No, it needs some nice setups.
um, the, there's one part in Marcus's / mine that, is not in here. I'm just trying to figure out what might be missing and whether you guys think it's necessary. So before I joined, what I understand was taking up a lot of time last fall at these meetings was, actual EFA questions.
I don't wanna get into that.
And so it kind of like states in here that,
No.
they have their own counsel. Do you think that's necessary?
They know that.
Okay.
I
They
don't
should
think,
know that.
again, the more you put them in here, the more.
Draws attention that we're
Yes.
still talking about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
That's why I actually did put a little check mark next to that one cause I went down through the two and said, Jack, it's the content. I know somebody else can override my thoughts, but I don't think you need to put that there. We're separating the two out in the beginning of the report.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was something that happened during this year. If the report was supposed to be about things that like happened at the meetings during this year. Was that in December, it was like explicitly like decided there's not going to be any more, we're not going to give advice on EFAs anymore at this meeting. I wasn't here yet, but that's what I
So,
understood. Is it?
I would say, if we're trying to base this on facts, that is really an opinion of what happened at that other meeting. It's not, to me, in my opinion, factual, so I'm inclined to say shouldn't go in.
Okay, so it wasn't at the December meeting, was the December meeting about deciding to exclude discussion of issues specific to E EFA?
I think over and over in this report, in my opinion, that, we're focused on, we need to clarify the pathways. We
Distinction
need to
between the two. is
make the
what was
distinction, we need more
discussed.
help to do that, so. It's something that we've talked about a lot, it's in the report.
Mhm.
So Rebecca,
It's
to be clear, we didn't have discussions about EFA versus, or actually had parents say, I'm an EFA family and I want you to do X, Y, Z. There was concerns that people were asking people about, questions
That
related
were
outside of this, and then people would come here and say that, but really, the real issue was separating the two pathways was the huge, but would you agree with that? It was all
Yes.
about we don't want to be discussing 194F anymore at our meetings, which is what we're doing again today now.
Okay,
We want to separate the two, so we clearly make a distinction in this report early on that the number one problem we're having is people don't understand it, whether it's school administrators, the superintendent's office, parents, legislators, this has to be clarified. We've made a point. It's like with a big period, so I'm not sure we need it.
okay.
The only other thing that I would like to see included if we're discussing the draft from Diane is on the second page of Becky's about the center of the center of the page. The paragraph that speaks about despite the rarity of EFAs in home-based education. The overwhelming majority are deployed to fund private schooling, and even larger majority of home educators forego the EFA funding to operate under 193A. That is relevant because
Can we end there, though? The public's perceptions that are now funded by the state undermines the status and struggle for recognition of family rights and education.
Where's the?
Description.
Despite the rarities on page
I
two
like
of
that
Rebecca's
first.
report.
I don't mind
Yep.
despite the rarity
Second
of
bullet.
VFAs, the overwhelming majority be deployed to fund private schooling and even larger majority.
Where did we get that number, the rarity and
Yeah,
all
I
that
would
stuff?
ask
I don't
where's
remember
the data?
I have
discussing
no
a
idea.
number or that as a fact.
I know
Like,
that,
No,
I
but
know
the
this
issue
shows-
is that everybody thinks that anybody who's doing home education is getting money from the state.
right. it's not
That's the
case.
point you're trying to make.
Right.
So it could be as
Yeah.
simple as that. But that's what you guys were saying, and the other stuff to me feels more like you're opining, not you personally. But there's opining going on about, and actually a statement being made about that, which is what I was, like, it's political. So if we wanted to make, that is a misunderstanding, that
Yeah.
a lot of the public or lay people or whomever, however you wanna say it.
I
And
bet
it
we,
could go in another paragraph, but it isn't, I would agree with you, it's an important statement, we did talk about that, people believe now that if you're home education, homeschooler is homeschooler.
Mhm.
I bet we could put that into on Diane's draft, the fourth paragraph.
It's on the front.
Yeah, home education is defined, but much
Yeah.
confusion still exists in the public's understanding.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sort of, that's
It's a
the,
perfect spot,
yeah.
and it's
Sorry,
in the
where-
report.
How
Um,
are we wording it?
Hold
well,
on, I need to see where we're putting it
I think
first
it
and then
says
I'll.
in there.
the fourth paragraph
Subject
on
to-
Diane's, it's kind of a
three,
short
First page,
paragraph.
fourth paragraph.
Yeah,
Home education is defined, oh, okay,
see
the
it
last
there,
sentence
Beth?
of the fourth paragraph.
you could
Yeah.
add
Okay.
something
Sentence back
in
there,
that is
still
sort of-
confusion still exists in the public's understanding, and
It's already there,
it's already there,
just different words.
yeah.
But
I like this sentence that's, no, homeschoolers, people think homeschoolers are now funded by. the
Yes.
state.
Right, that's what I
right,
think.
that's
is
what,
right.
that's what needs to be,
Yeah.
that's
But
what
that
needs to
sentence-
be.
So just throw that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe all homeschoolers. Right.
yeah, I think you could, yes, well, yes, because, well, and that's therefore the differentiation in using the term home education.
Yes.
I think you've established that, did we said that, right?
So finish that paragraph by
Yeah.
saying,
Yes,
New
Semicolon,
sentence.
put a semicolon
Semi.
and then just say the public's perception that.
Is-
All
yeah.
homeschoolers are now funded by the state undermines the standards
yeah,
of home education.
there you go. Perfect, and home education capitalized,
That all
Yeah.
home education is now,
yeah, yes.
So
Oh,
stopping right before.
funded by the
as
state,
a civil
period.
rights.
All
nope, that doesn't end the
homeschoolers.
paragraph.
Undermines the status of home education.
That's all we need.
State. Under.
Yeah. It could be a semicolon or it could be its own sentence.
Undermines the, sorry, finish the sentence one more time for me.
Undermines the status of home.
Status of home education, thank you.
Yeah.
Do we wanna, what does that even mean, undermines the status? It's
Status is
it's incorrect, first of all, but the fact that the perception that all homeschoolers
It isn't that,
Is in it.
are
Well,
funded.
because home education capitalized
Means,
is defined in statute,
Right.
it has a
Right.
status. And
Right.
this does undermine
yes,
its
does.
status.
yeah.
It
There
undermines
is
our
like-
Trying to make
protection
it even
status.
clearer, but
It undermines our protection status
You add the
as,
legal, if you read the word legal before status, will that help?
yeah, you could, yeah, put that
Sure.
status, I love it. This is a great report.
does anybody else have anything that they want to
Is it a typo in the third paragraph, 193(1)(c)?
Equal
Or no,
access, no,
what
that's
is it?
equal access.
That's the equal
Oh,
access
oh, oh,
on. I
okay.
added it because I noticed it wasn't in yours.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
do I have a motion to read this draft as best I possibly can for us to review?
I make a motion for you, Madam Chair, to read it as best you can so that we can make a motion to adopt it.
Second.
Okay, wait, a minute, we're gonna make a
Sorry.
motion to read it? We don't need that, right?
Well, yes, because it's,
Yeah.
No, you can read it and then we
Okay,
can make a
all right,
motion if
all
you
right,
wanna move
sounds
on
good.
it.
We want.
Right.
all right. Okay, did you have something else to contribute?
I
Sorry.
just want to make sure that Jill hears everything, so Jill, please pipe in if you don't. hear.
Jill, are you good with that? We're gonna read it?
Yes, that sounds
Okay.
great. Thank you.
Here we
Appreciate that.
go.
And yeah, and then we're voting on as it's read, and then will we vote on when it's printed so that we can review it and approve it? At what point do
I
we
think that's.
move the
No,
final?
You
draft?
will-
Well,
once
it's gonna
printed-
be, as it's read, is going
Yeah.
to be how it's printed and then how it's submitted.
Yes.
So we don't need to vote again after it's
Right.
printed. This is the approval
Yes,
of the
yeah.
letter,
It'll get released
and we all understand what it is. Yeah,
Right.
in its final form.
Yep.
Yes.
So this is
This is
our
it.
go.
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, under RSA 193A, parents in New Hampshire have the fundamental right to direct and provide their children's education using the home education pathway. Parents are the primary decision makers responsible for their children's learning, including the authority to select curriculum, personalize instructional methods, and ensure educational progress. The law recognizes home education as an equal and valid educational pathway alongside public and non-public, and EFA, thereby affirming the rights of families to guide the education of their children in accordance with their values. The Home Education Advisory Council, known as HEAC, works to support these parents by protecting those rights. Home education in New Hampshire is a large, growing community of principled, independent, and self-reliant parents with a long record of achievements. NHED reported a 40% year-over-year increase in notifications in December 2024, while member organizations reported strong growth consistent with this trend. Students thrive in an environment where learning is purposeful, personalized, and guided with intention. Home education, therefore, stands out as a proven route to achievement shaped by parental commitment to a child's individual potential. To that end, HEAC compiled home education success stories to aid legislators in their efforts to support and defend home education from false narratives. HEAC continues to hear issues regarding inconsistent application of the equal access laws under RSA 193(1)(c). There are administrators who do not fully understand that RSA 193A students may take courses at public schools at no cost, but the RSA 194F students should be charged a fee that would be paid from their Educational Freedom Accounts, EFA, funds. HEAC will be working with the Principals Association representative and the school administrators representative on the council to rectify this. Training and education in identifying the differences between RSA 193A and RSA 194F pathways are essential to this effort. It is recommended that NHED develop and distribute technical assistant advisory clarifying the differences.
Just educational freedom account, EFA funds.
Funds, yes, I said funds.
Yes, no,
Okay.
you said the accounts. Funds.
Oh, account funds, yes. Oh, there's an S there. I'll take that up. Thank you.
And I don't, since we've paused, I think we should have the spelling out of education freedom, education freedom accounts at the top, because we already refer to EFA. Don't we?
Yes.
Mm,
Yes.
where?
In
The very first
the,
paragraph.
yes, in the thing that we
You
added.
added it.
Oh, okay, EFA, education freedom of course. Okay, we will put
That
that.
could go up.
Yeah.
That should just go up
But
there.
we're not gonna reread it after this.
Nope.
Yeah.
No,
Just spell it out above.
So this way I will remove it down here from the spelling out in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And I need to make one more circle of the H and E to edit that. Okay, next paragraph. HEAC has recognized that clarity must be achieved in the use of the term homeschool. It has been used for years, but the introduction of the EFA has brought a whole new category of children who are educated at home using RSA 194F funds. Home education is defined in RSA 193A and differentiates the two pathways, but much confusion still exists in the public's understanding. The public's perception that all home education is now funded by the state undermines the legal status of home education. HEAC discussed the conflict, oops, sorry.
I thought that we were saying, could you read that last sentence again?
Sure,
please?
it's after the semicolon, public understanding, semicolon. The public's perception that all home education is now funded by the state undermines the legal status of home education.
I think it said homeschoolers are now funded by the state,
Right.
not.
All homeschoolers, okay, thank you, I wrote the note
Homeschoolers
incorrect, thank
are-
you.
That's right, yeah.
That all homeschoolers are.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to
Yeah.
avoid continuing.
Yeah.
Bouncing back and forth, so I was writing it out, okay.
So would you mind reading that? part?
Yes, okay. Home education is defined in RSA 193A and differentiates the two pathways, but much confusion still exists in the public's understanding, semicolon, the public's perception that all homeschooling, that should say homeschooling, is now funded by the state undermines the legal status of home education. Yeah.
Great.
Okay, HEAC discussed this conflation of terms at length during the 2024-2025 session. Quite often legislators, public officials, and the media colloquially use homeschoolers when they are speaking unfavorably about the EFA RSA 194F. There are important and distinct differences, and HEAC will continue to do all that it can to reinforce the proper definitions and use of the term home educators as stated in RSA 193A. We must reduce the confusion within the legislature. The criminal background check bill, HB 738, which has been introduced for 3 consecutive years, is a prime example of the conflation of these terms. And then moving over, prime sponsor although the prime sponsor, repeatedly said his intention was not to involve 193A home education families or parents. However, the bill as written did not match his stated objectives.
Just not-
I was gonna
not
say,
however.
there we go, yep, so say something was off with the tense, okay. Flipping, no matter how it is viewed, there exists an actual overlap of the two pathways. One, the home educator RSA 193A. And two, the EFA RSA 194F homeschooler, who both educate at home. Some question the equity of this situation and the impact it could have on RSA 193A over the long term. There is a fear of increased scrutiny and compliance burdens on RSA 193A, period. Home educators choose a variety of curriculum, co-ops, online, in-person classes to enhance their child's education. Until a few years ago, everyone who partnered or shared these efforts together were home educators. Since the passing of the EFA, the lines are blurred. Those in the home education pathway are now sharing those resources, classes, and co-ops with EFA recipients. It has changed the landscape of home education and the perception of what homeschooling is. HEAC reviewed complaints about the,
And then the mini providers section.
where
It's from my draft.
where is,
From the
sorry, I don't have a
bottom.
note on it.
It's from the bottom of the second page, where there's bullet points and it
Oh.
says in the second place.
Oh, yes, is it
Mini provide, starting with mini providers.
many providers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Curriculum services.
That I missed, all right. So it's gonna be a capital many,
Mm-hmm.
Separate paragraph.
yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is after,
Before he ever.
before he had reviewed, but after, okay. All right. I have the note in the wrong paragraph, so let's put this before the HEAC reviewed paragraph. Okay, many providers of curricula and services which support home-based education are raising prices far faster than inflation, perhaps on the market, on the assumption that they will enjoy a price-insensitive customer base going forward. Is that, go ahead.
Okay, there's the paragraph that begins with, no matter how it's viewed, there exists an overlap.
Mm-hmm.
You put a dash and then you do 1 and 2, but then it says who both educate. So it's going back to the original part of the sentence, or period, capital, they
Yeah,
both.
the way I would edit that would be to take out the 1 and the 2, leave
Yeah.
like an M dash and then put another M dash before who,
Mm-hmm.
the two pathways. The RSA 193
Yeah, yes.
and the RSA 194F dash who both
Both
educated at home.
home.
Dash,
Yep.
yes, good
Yeah.
one.
Okay, insert that dash.
Mhm.
Both educated at home. So then the next paragraph is I marked it with a double star. Is the paragraph that's the section that says many providers, and then we are stopping on price insensitive customer base going forward. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Or we're
No.
continuing? Oh, no, we were
We're
going to the
going-
end of the bullet point.
Yep.
Mhm.
We were going to the end of the bullet point. That's what we discussed. Market distortion is an unfortunate effect of government subsidies, and 193A home educators will need to continue seeking out alternative pricing structures or alternative services in the wake of the artificial demand caused by EFA expansion.
Perhaps paused.
Perhaps.
Perhaps is already.
We already
added
said
once.
perhaps.
I don't know if we want
Yep.
to add it twice.
And that was directly from the suggestion of the commissioner at our March meeting that perhaps we could ourselves
Okay, I'm fine
negotiate.
with it. I
Okay,
don't wanna hold it up.
all right.
I'm
Sorry.
not comfortable with the market distortion is an unfortunate effect of government subsidies. Can we
Can
slightly
be,
reword that?
Can be.
can we say can be?
Maybe, can be,
Can be,
sometimes.
can be, can be.
Can be.
Reasonable.
That's fair. Well, I want pensions, I don't want pensions. And I'm very important, I have said. it.
Can be an unfortunate effect of government subsidies and continuing to the end of the bullet point.
Mhm.
HEAC reviewed complaints about the processing speed and accuracy of the Children's Scholarship Fund, CSF, as it pertains to educational text. So it's,
We're gonna insert New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, okay.
They're talking about-
Scholarship Fund, New Hampshire. As it pertains to its Education Tax Credit Scholarship Administration, just to be
Okay,
Yeah.
consistent with terms. Or it would be the administration of the Educational Tax Credit Scholarship, Education Tax Credit Scholarship.
Mhm.
so, yeah, I like the administration out of that.
Mhm. You're gonna keep a presented recommendation, right?
Yeah, she's just
Yeah,
right.
I'm writing
Yeah, no, you're
this
doing
last
great.
bit in here,
Yeah, no,
okay?
you're doing great, I just want
All
to
right.
make sure we keep that, that's important.
Yep, hold on. All right, so I'm gonna read that sentence again, just because it's changed a teeny
Sure.
bit. HEAC reviewed complaints about the processing speed and accuracy of the Children's Scholarship Fund NH. Doesn't say NH, let's try that again. CSF, as it pertains to the administration of the Education Tax Credit Scholarship, ETC. And presented, sorry,
Okay, education tax credit,
scholarship,
okay,
yep.
that's what's missing.
Yes,
Okay.
and then ETC, yes, and presented its recommendations to Commissioner Edelblu. There were questions about whether the CSF is prioritizing the EFA over ETC. Concerns about the legality of dual use of ETC and EFA funds were presented as well. The legislators, the commissioner, and the third-party lawyer from CSF concurred that this stacking of funds was within New Hampshire law, but concerns about equity remain. HEAC has requested and awaits final legal review from NHED.
Nice. Basically.
Very good.
HEAC awaits an update on the high school equivalency program, specifically the rule change recommendation of Ed 704.202F, admission to testing for home educated students. It has expired and HEAC recommends updating it and waiving the requirement for the participation agency to sign off with its approval to allow 16 and 17-year-old home educated students to take the high school equivalency test or general education development GED test or any other similar testing as stated in Ed 704.02. Sorry, stranded. Families argue that Ed 704.02 is incongruent relative to home educated students requiring an attestation from the participating agency to be admitted to testing. In New Hampshire, parents are responsible to self-certify completion of a home education program, Ed 315.15, and issue certificates for youth employment, RSA 276-A:5 and 1, Roman numeral 1, not public school officials.
That was also an edit that I missed. I think it's confusing, and if you say parents, not public school officials, are responsible.
Yeah, I think it needs to be clarified at the outset.
It-
Yeah, that's good. So parents, not public
Yeah.
school officials are responsible.
But now I gotta find a new
Great.
paragraph.
It's right there. It's that sentence.
It's just.
No, I know.
two lines.
Yeah.
For your notes.
Parents. Not public school
Mhm.
officials.
Good change. Very good.
Yeah, good catch.
And then members.
Okay, sorry, I'm making my arrow here so I can have it right,
Mhm.
ready. Members of HEAC are actively pursuing a solution to this lingering issue. And then I have
Last two sentences.
inserting Becky's.
Right, yeah, it's the very last.
Yes, here it is. The HEAC will continue to focus on safeguarding the rights of 193A home educators and vigilantly distinguish between educational pathways in all policy recommendations and messaging discussions. We will also continue to support our public school officials in navigating issues around equal access. HEAC saw, and then I guess it would be another paragraph.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense
Yeah.
to flow in the same paragraph.
Right.
So new paragraph. HEAC saw an increase in public engagement, attendance, and participation in the 2024-25 session. We continue to be committed to attentively listening and responding proactively to our stakeholders. We thank NHED for their ongoing support and guidance, and we thank the Board of Education for its time.
Wow. Perfect. So, yeah.
Don't split your infinitive.
Sorry, where?
The only thing, it's not a change, so in the second paragraph, we say, in the second sentence, it says NHED reported. We don't spell out New Hampshire Education Department anywhere.
Okay.
Like we do all the other evidence and grammatically, but that has to be in front of that.
I will,
Yeah.
I will update that.
Okay, I make a motion.
Wait, I have one more.
Go ahead.
Little-
Little teeny.
In the last, it's not, we continue to be committed to attentive listening. and
Well,
responding.
listening attentively
Or
and
attentive
responding
listening.
proactively.
I like that.
Okay, hang on.
Attentively.
Let's fix
Just
this.
listening and.
Home educators unite, we're getting in on the.
Flip attentively.
Paragraph,
Yeah,
That's it.
Have you been-
first line.
Second line, sorry.
I was gonna say,
Four
Um,
educator.
so listen.
Maybe.
Attentive, just flip those words.
I can claim to be an educator. Would have loved it.
Okay. I can tell you why it sounds good, but I can't tell you the rule behind it.
I have to say, it's not well done. Hang on 1 minute.
Okay.
Jill, are you good?
Good.
Oh, thumbs up from Jill.
Okay,
Okay.
so I'm gonna make a motion that we adopt this report with all the edits we made and as read as by Madam Chair.
I second.
Okay, roll call.
Okay, second was Althea and primary was Heather,
Yeah,
primary of everything.
So,
Rebecca
yeah.
Anderson,
we're moving along.
Yes.
Heather Barker.
Yes.
Althea Barton,
Yes.
Joe Grant,
Yes.
Diane Nolan, yes. James O'Rourke,
Yes.
Michelle Robarker,
Yes.
all set.
Great,
Yay.
guys, wow.
Alright.
Okay, I do have to apologize and leave, but you guys are in good
Sorry.
stead.
Thanks, Sarah.
So before I go, can I just bring this up because it's a lot trying to come every single month. On the Friday,
Mhm.
we probably do need to meet next month because we had a lot going on. I'm hoping that after this, we could move back or consider moving back to an every other month. With the
Please.
idea that that month in between could be used. I think last year was a lot going on and again, we may end up having to do it, but having it on the books as a must do. Is really hard for me to make that commitment and I will have to not that you need to have me on the commission, but or. Council, but I would have to reconsider it because I have a lot going on. It's really hard to come every single month. So I'm gonna ask you to think about that for next.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Did it get
Agreed.
officially changed to be?
No.
No,
I think we just-
we just made a temporary change, so I think
Okay,
that's,
I wanna be the.
I think because.
that's
the-
something to fix with
Marcus
We needed to get it
requested to
done.
meet every month. to
Right.
get it
until
done.
it was done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got it done
we did.
and we were a
Good job.
team. That's what makes it beautiful.
Good
So
job.
what are the next steps on the report? How do we get it in front of the commissioner?
So does Marcus now type it up based on what I just read, or do I type it up and send it to Marcus for Marcus to submit to the?
You should type it up.
I think you
Yeah.
can type it up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You've got it all there, girl. This is
Yeah.
all you.
No.
It's
Madam
a lot
Chair.
of back and forth on it.
Thank you
and
so
it's hard to
much.
Follow.
Good job being the manager.
I don't, I'm gonna volunteer Diane, but you could just circulate it to us and we could just make sure that everything is in the right way.
Yeah, absolutely,
I
that should
mean,
be.
we could do that in
circulated.
a day, you know. just to help.
Just law.
No one,
Help
I mean, to
yeah,
not,
Make sure everything gets in
to
right.
avoid violating 91A, the name of the
Correct.
game is you do not comment, you do not make additional, a comment of yes, I approve. No, I see inadequacies, something like that, but you cannot,
Can't change it.
right, you can't change it.
Can't change
Like you can't,
Can't
in the
yeah.
email exchange.
So what if
Comment.
like she misses a word?
No, that's reasonable.
Okay, we
I
don't
mean,
have.
you
to-
can't-
Change the
That's
context,
just- I mean-
change the context of.
The substance, the order,
Yes.
none of that is,
Right,
it's just gonna be, hey, Michelle, you
You forgot to-
misspelled this word, or
Right.
there's a word that's capitalized in a weird
Right.
place, or there's a semicolon where there should be a period, or something like that.
Right.
That's technical edits, that's not changing the report.
Right, and it should
Not
just
substantive.
not
Right.
reply all. Do not reply all, just, it
Okay.
should just go to you.
But it won't go to me, because I'm gonna send this to Marcus, and Marcus is gonna send it to everybody,
Okay,
Well,
right?
but no, I think we finalize it first,
Okay,
right? And then it goes to Marcus, is that right? Who knows?
well, she can't send it to.
The meeting, you were the chair, but
Okay.
I think when you go to Marcus, is he's the voted chair.
right, yeah, I'm just acting chair, I'm not the actual,
Yeah.
so it's not my,
To
chair
compile it
report.
all and make sure it's correct. It seems like it would go to the acting chair and then,
Why don't you just
don't-
write it all up
I
and
don't
then
know
send
how
it
he
to all
could
of
name the
us?
context and be able to modify this.
Write it all up and send it to
To
all of
watch the
us,
video.
including Marcus, all at the
Okay.
same
and then
time.
Marcus just submits it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
I like-
format.
I think that's the
It's
fastest way,
edits.
yeah.
Right.
Yep. At what point will this get sent out? I would love, if
Jill?
possible, to be,
Jill,
yep.
you're not on mute.
Oh, no, she's talking to
she's
us.
talking.
Oh, are you talking to us? I thought you were moving on to your next meeting,
No,
sorry.
no, I've been good at that this time. I have my non-public school advisory council meeting on September 22nd. I would love to present the report at that point, the annual report at that time, and share that with them. Is that, or should I just wait to present it at the following meeting, which I think would be November?
It should
It
probably
should go to the
get
state
commissioner
before, it
first.
yeah, before
This
it
date
goes
before it
anywhere
goes,
else.
okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Great. So then I'll just plan on reporting to because I'm your liaison. So I'll plan on just submitting that to the non-public school advisory council for the November meeting then.
So,
Sounds
thank
good.
you.
Is there anything that you guys would, oh, I'm sorry, Chair, I should not be jumping the gun on that.
It's okay. No, thank you for asking and clarifying that, that you have somewhere that you would like to distribute it to, so that we could discuss that, necessary step of it going to the commissioner before it goes anywhere else.
I'm
Yes.
gonna have to leave.
Thank you.
Let me know if you are scheduling another meeting to do the rest of the agenda items.
Okay,
But there, I don't think we have done all of them.
yeah, the only thing else was, reviewing minutes was the next thing on the line, so
That's
we'll
it?
see, yeah. And then member reports and,
Okay.
the other thing is public comment, which we probably should honor public comment needs, especially since we have someone attending in person, if they wish to public comment. That we might then just push the minutes completely to review 3 sets of minutes altogether at the next meeting. So, does somebody want to move for that?
I'll move.
Thank you, Jill.
You're welcome.
Can you state your motion so that Diane can note it?
I make a motion that we approve, or am I approving the minutes as read by
No,
you?
that we table the minutes discussion and
Oh, yes,
review to the
absolutely.
next meeting. Okay,
Make a motion that we table the conversation about minutes approval to the next meeting.
and I second.
Rebecca Anderson,
Yes,
Althea Barton,
Yes.
Jill Grant,
Yes.
Diane Nolan, yes. James O'Rourke,
Yes,
awesome.
And then me. Michelle
I didn't
Robotham.
say you?
Yes, no, you
Oh,
didn't. yeah.
sorry, I saw the
I was
second
waiting.
there.
Oh, yeah, because I
Michelle
seconded.
Barker.
Yes. Okay. So I think it's important that we get a report from the legislators, but is there anything to report? Because it's the filing period next week.
That's
All
I wanted to report on.
Okay, awesome. Perfect,
That
covered.
and the ED 704, what we discussed that.
Right, we
as
did.
part of our
Yeah.
Reading report.
So
I would like to just add in, I thought that you might talk about the fact that the legislative office building renovations
Oh.
will require that everyone is going to a different building. So could, maybe you want to
Oh,
talk about
yes,
it?
one grand.
Because no one knows.
Yes.
It's not being published
Oh, it is, but maybe not. Yes.
in
it's
the
gonna-
common public circle. I'm not seeing a lot of articles on it.
Well, you won't need to be there for most meetings until January, but I'll take that into consideration. I will pass that along. And it's One Granite Place, and that's, it's north of, yeah,
No, it's not in Pennacook.
yeah. It's
Well,
where
that's
the
right,
Department
it's
of
near the
Justice,
it's
the
near the
Department of
Pennacook-
Agriculture.
It's near Pennacook Street.
It's near Pennacook Fire Department,
Yeah.
near Pennacook Fire Department. Okay, my bad.
But there should be, I can try the
Fire.
general report website to find that information, but it's, I'm sure it's on there somewhere, and when
Some-
meetings are being posted, I'm sure there's a link to where.
I hope so.
Like,
Some-
always-
I hope it's better published than it is now.
Sometimes technical information doesn't quite make it to the publishing point. I just had a conversation with somebody in my own town
So
about
they're
that on the
referring
way
to
in,
it.
so.
I'll double check
Okay.
now that you've brought that to my attention, and if it's an issue, I'll make sure that we get that.
I will
Wonderful,
tell you
thank
that the Disabilities Association of New Hampshire has a great link with directions, with pictures. It's extensive
For how to get
information
for-
about the new location, how to get there. It's great.
Wow.
We tend to be a little. So I will
So
point
if you
that
see
out.
GP, that's it's not LOB anymore, it's GP
GP.
230 or 232 or whatever.
So that's what it's called now?
Yeah, the roots are
Right.
even,
Oh, in the description of location,
Where-
okay.
yes.
Where we,
Like they're renaming the legislative office building?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
we won't see LOB again. for a while.
okay,
and it'll cause confusion because senators will still be meeting in the state house, but the representatives will be meeting in
Down
the
the street.
GP.
Oh, right,
Mhm.
okay, so if I look up meetings for this week, it says the committee. GP room 232.
so it's just not clear what that definition
Right,
means now.
Got it.
Okay,
You need, yeah, I'll figure, I'll work-
somewhere in a banner or something maybe to say. As a reminder, kind of like when you get the fraud alert every time you go to your banking institution. Okay. So that's all from you all. Do we have
That's really good.
anything pressing for member reports to review? Anything
I don't
anybody
have
has
a
to
report.
share pressing for member report?
I have some things, but it's not pressing.
Okay,
Did we skip the other C, D,
oh,
E?
where?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Oh, we did. Yeah, we never did it. Well, we discussed changing the agenda. We didn't do that. Do we have any approval, appointments or resignations?
I was just
Sorry.
going to ask, because there's a lot of, empty seats now. If is that something that the new commissioner, like, say there's somebody who, in the homeschooling community that wants to apply, we just send that, or do?
Yeah, I think it's been sent along. I don't think she's opened anything yet, but I think.
Okay.
that conversation.
Okay, so I shouldn't have to like wait for her to make the first.
No, I would
step.
send it and just,
Okay.
see where that's at.
Okay,
And Margaret, I know we talked about it when we had our informal discussion back in July about just in general requesting that the commissioner fulfill the statutory duty to fill the seats. Is that something we should formally request of her, or is it something that we should rely on somebody to let her know that that is something that is
I think that's a good
Her job.
idea. Remember,
Not-
she's
not
new,
say-
she's
yeah, yeah.
new.
right?
She doesn't know what's going on. It's a great
Mhm.
request to make nicely. And
Right.
see what happens.
So
okay.
how should we now do that?
I go directly to her. That's her job.
So who is
Talk to
gonna
this
be,
woman.
all right,
I would, Marcus.
Marcus, okay,
Could make that request. And then anyone's welcome to email.
Right.
Yeah.
but the formal chain of command would be from Marcus to request. Commissioner Davis. To fill seats.
And then I don't know what agenda review was supposed to be.
It's just a regular thing.
Oh, okay. Alright.
It's already been done.
Okay,
This is where we
If you wanna
rearrange
change
things.
Something on that.
oh.
Yeah,
And then
continuing
updates
business.
from,
Are there any updates from the Department of Education? Okay,
sorry,
all right.
gotta check the list.
It's all right, cool. New business.
I have new business, if no one else
Well,
does.
hold on, yep, go ahead. Yes, sorry, I want to make sure we leave some time for public comments. Let's run over.
New business is kind of old business. I know that we needed an updated best practices, so I went ahead and went through the meetings and looked at what we did, what we approved, and I have a draft of a revision to the best practices. If you want to do this today, or if you want to put it on the agenda for next month.
I would say we should defer that to Marcus at our informal discussion meeting. Tim Carney spoke of the NHED sourcing what those items are for us to build a framework to be able to start a document. I wrote a note specifically about it. Hang on, so that I can read what I planned to say about it.
Do you have copies
Um,
for everyone?
That
Copies of the last one,
Uh,
previous one, and the updated.
Tim stated that he would get us a list so that we can get into a mode of creating a document and adopting them at that point. Because there was no formal best practice on file as was disclosed through a 91A search that was done prior to that meeting. And it was addressed in the public comments at that meeting.
Right, so what, this has been publicly available, the September 15th, 2023, for years.
Right, but it's not a distributed document that the members of the HEAC have received. So that was where Tim said that there is no best practices document for the HEAC. There was just working
You're saying
discussion
Tim
within
said
minutes.
that there wasn't ever discussion?
Yes,
Sorry.
that's what Tim said at our discussion that we had in July when we met.
Well, I was at that meeting and I have a copy of it, and so does everyone else. Well, Althea, you would have been at.
Right, he said there's no published best practices document for the HEAC.
So I want it,
Mhm.
please, because I've never seen one.
So yeah, we can take it, but I would say,
All over again, when we've already gone through.
and I'm not saying to start all over again, I'm saying I don't want it to be a point of discussion for today because it does involve information that the Department of Ed said that they would provide to us. So we can, if you want to send that
Does
to
Ally know
everybody.
that? Ally, do you already know that? Have you done that?
Okay.
Okay,
I would say if it's something that you just haven't adopted, that you've discussed.
But we haven't discussed it. This
Okay.
group hasn't discussed it.
Mhm.
This is a document that predates.
this group
several-
did discuss it, honestly, in March, February or March. No, sorry, January or March, because that's how I got the updates to produce
And
for
we
this
voted,
draft.
I think we voted on three.
And you voted on
of
it,
them.
yes. I happened to not be at that meeting, but I rewatched that video in order to draft these.
Right, so I'm
So-
just saying it's something that we should table until we meet as a full HEAC again, because we've now lost several members at this point.
Well,
In
we
the-
can't vote on anything right now.
Right.
We don't have quorum, right?
Right.
So we're no longer in the meeting. Do we
Right.
have quorum?
So we
Well, that's a
don't
question.
know.
We don't know how many.
We don't know how many is, well, we are still are, there are still 5 of us voting members here, so we still have a
So
quorum.
I thought it was 6,
I thought it was six.
including the worksheet I have.
Yeah.
Yes, it is 6.
Okay,
So we're under quorum now.
so we're under quorum.
So no more
So
voting.
now
no
it's
more
just public comment,
work
that we can
session.
open it
Yeah.
for public comment.
We could do work, but we can't vote. can we?
Right, but there's not really anything else to work on at this
Could
point.
we all take home the draft,
take
the
it?
old one and your draft to look at this month?
Absolutely. I
Okay.
could even email it to the group and tell them, no comments. This is just for the following meeting.
Information purposes.
Does that work?
Yep, or if you have physical copies, we,
I have physical
yeah, we can
copies.
take the physical
Sure.
copies, those are
All
here.
right, I'll
Okay,
distribute while public comments going on.
great,
And we'll make sure Jill gets one.
yes, and email it to
Yes.
Jill.
Well,
And
we'll
Marcus
email
and
to the
everybody
group
that's not sitting here.
regardless.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Ellie, has anyone signed in for public comment, either in the room or online?
There is comments. Are you guys reading those aloud? Or
Uh,
would you like a
yes,
formal request?
I
of a
can-
comment?
I can review public comments. If there's anybody that specifically would like to speak publicly, they can do that, but I will read into the record the public comments from our discussion last time about having somebody read them instead of having me read them.
Can you read that screen if it's?
I
real loud?
cannot see it very well.
Like,
It's very hard. It's really washed out. I can slide down and just see it from your laptop if it's okay.
Yeah.
So
Do you
we
want
can
to-
before. Yeah. It's just, okay. Alright. This is the top, okay. All right. Christine Rodriguez says, thank you, Michelle, for pushing the process forward with last year's report. Megan Schmidt, does the council use Robert's Rules of Order? I've never heard of a. I can't read it, does this, how do I get this to disappear? The reaction, Alex. Okay, I've never heard of a report being offered at the meeting to be considered. Christine Rodriguez again it's the EFA's leading to the explosion of prices. Home educators not receiving government funding are being priced out across the board. It's sad to see. There were several questions in regard to EFA families, and December was when we had a boiling point because the public was pushing back. I was there online and it is. It's fucking going. It is in fact not an opinion, Althea. Too much time was focused on EFA questions last year.
who wrote that?
That was still Christine Rodriguez, yeah. So that is what is in the comments for being read in. Is there anything else? Any other public comment online, either verbally or written? And we have a guess, no? Okay, perfect. Give just a moment for further interaction online and then move on. Diane, are you able to see who all is participating online?
All I need is Jill, the other things are, so like I can't list an email address.
No, I guess,
Right. I can't read that.
Amanda
I-
Whitten,
I can read
Christine
that.
Rodriguez, Deb Sullivan, and something.
Peter,
Yeah,
I
that's the
don't know who
email.
Peter is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just listed as an email.
I
Peter-
could say Peter.
Peter, yeah, unless Peter would like to identify himself in the comments further, just for clarification as attendance.
Can I make a motion to adjourn?
There's a comment.
Oh,
Sorry, my machine. What?
My husband's name
husband's
up,
name
it's
is-
just me.
It's just Deb Sullivan. Oh, okay, it's Deb Sullivan. Oh, okay. So Deb Sullivan's on twice. One has her name, must be a glitch in Zoom to be able to use it. Okay. So yes, that is Deb. So Peter is unnecessary in the list. Okay,
I think one was. There was a Pauline at one point. I'll see it on the video.
okay. Sounds, hopefully, because the comment bar doesn't show up on the video. So if they weren't,
It's not that important. It's-
okay. Yeah. All right. Anything further for discussion from members present?
We can even make an emotion to adjourn.
I think we just have to adjourn.
We
at
just
the
have to
time.
adjourn another time. Okay, so with that, it's
4:25.
4:25. We can end the recording.